Real quick, as I'm editing, I see it becomes very choppy at some random points. Ignore that, that's just my recording settings for some reason. I'm gonna try and fix it, but oh well. Welcome to the Lucky Charms Showcase video, part 2 I guess. The first showcase really has nothing to do with the cheat now currently. Since then the cheat went through an entire recode. I'll get more on the details on that later on. Before I get started, I want to say a few things. One, I did have help with this cheat a little bit this time. Saren did the loader and has some features. Flashy helped with some of the visual features and other stuff. So without them, this cheat would have been delayed a lot longer, so I just kind of had their help just to speed up the process so it's not like an October type of cheat, and I want to try and release it as soon as possible, but obviously there's some things that I have to do beforehand, which it should be releasing very soon. The other thing I've been hearing is that I got my channel deleted on purpose to delay Lucky Charms, which is kind of stupid. My channel getting deleted costing me around like $1,000 in total in lawyer fees and missed revenue and all this other stuff, so it wasn't the prettiest thing to happen. I would obviously rather have it not happen. And the last thing is, people have been asking me, how is it going to be free and why? Well, I made it free because I do have a lot of the fans that either can't afford like a $20 a month sub or go out and try and find the best free cheat and somehow get ratted. So I would rather have something in the community that I know is safe and free and for anybody to use. And to cover the cost, I'm going to be introducing some type of early access thing to where, you know, updates slightly sooner than usual, say like 1 to 2 weeks. So if you have early access, you'll get, like, let's say if I add Roblox mode, you'll get it 1 to 2 weeks before the actual public gets it. Now there's actually gonna be no difference in the actual performance in the cheat, except for the obvious new features. You'll get those early, but I will be sure that it's not gonna be like a, oh, you don't have beta, you're not gonna get this feature, you're not gonna get this feature. I'm gonna just make it an early access. It's more of a donation type of thing if you want to help out, because obviously the cost of running this cheat is a little bit pricey, but I obviously don't mind to do that. So it's totally optional, and I'll talk more about it on the release day, but for now, that's the basic gist of it. Okay, now that I've actually injected the cheat, and I can give you a little bit of a tour on the menu. So obviously right away you can see that it's basically the same menu framework as the previous one. We haven't changed much. There's a little watermark on the top left, and the menu's slightly different, but not much. There's some UI changes that I fixed and tweaked, but for the most part it's the same. Now you can see that there's no legit bot right now. There might be a legit bot when I release, or I'll add it in a soon update. It's not my priority right now, and I know a lot of people are not gonna be legit cheating with it. It's more of just a rage cheat. So for now, that's kind of blank. Time for the visuals. So as you can see for the visuals, there's a decent amount changed. We obviously have color pickers now, and you know, you can do the whole spectrum of it. This is the transparency slider, all that. I'm gonna add later on a copy and paste function for colors. There's a different type of option for the keybinds now. You can do off hold. So say if I have the just name ESP or whatever, always on does always on toggle. Say if I bind it to this, it'll be on or off. On hold is only when I hold it, and then off hold is turns it off as soon as I start holding it. You still have your typical stuff like box, flags, health. We do now have glow. Weapon ESP, I'm gonna add icons in the future. Ammo, show aim points is a beta only feature. It's gonna be removed when it officially releases. Oof arrows. The reason why this is in here is because people constantly ask me to add oof arrows, and they didn't specify what kind of oof arrows. So instead of doing auto FOV arrows, I just did text that does oof. So that was kind of a meme feature. Arrow, it's kind of hard to see. I'm gonna improve it. I'm gonna actually add a triangle, but you can kind of see it on the corner. It does a little twisty thing. You got box if you want to do boxes. For the other stuff, you have projectiles and bomb, you got removables, you got all your removables. It's typical stuff, really. The hit marker, indicators, which is gonna be on the left side right here, so if I ever have, say, double tap enabled, it'll show right there. Mostly typical stuff. World modulation is obviously your night mode. You can customize your night mode to be whatever color you want. If you want it, whatever. If you're into these wacky colors, you can, or just the typical darkness. Props, there's no props on this map, so you can't see it. Sky modulation, you can choose whatever sky color you want. You can make some pretty good combinations with night mode in this, to be honest. Aspect ratio, if you want to make it super wide or super skinny. This is kind of funny. I can't wait to see some people just memeing out and doing this view. That'll be awesome. I can't wait to see videos on that. FOV, you got your typical FOV, your view model, third person when dead, and your spectator list, which is also going to be around right here. And then obviously you have your cham selection, the Lucky Charms enemy You got the visible chams right here. You can customize whatever color. You can do different modes like flat, you can do bubble, and then you got leaf. Leaf is a little bit messed up with glow, but it actually kind of makes it look cool. Unless you do, I think this, yeah, then it turns that off. I like how it is, but we're gonna be adding more customization to the chams later on. But for now, this is what it's gonna be for on release. For local player, it's kind of cool. So you can do draw original model, and you can do stuff like bubble to where it just looks, see, a draw original model just draws the original model. That's pretty self-explanatory. But you can do some really cool combinations to even like the custom one. If you have your slider on 100, then it's just gonna skip the draw original model, and it kind of looks dope because it depends on what you have. If you have the bubble. All right, that's enough of the visuals. Let's go to the mist tab. This is just the basic stuff. You got your menu color, so you can change the menu now. It also changes the watermark in the top left, so whatever color you desire, you can do. You got your zoo spot, your knife bot, event logs, debug logs is just for the debug, it's not gonna be on release. Bunny hop, auto strafe, clan tag, which I think is actually a pretty cool clan tag. I know some of you have seen this in game now. Preserve kill feed, obviously, you all know about preserve kill feed. Just makes this on the top right stay. Infinite stamina, so you can duck really quickly. So yeah, for your free cam, it's obviously choose whatever speed you want, and you can free cam all over the place. Shows a little funny model. It rotates with your head. Eventually, the configs are going to be more than just this. It's probably going to be a text box that you can type whatever config you want, but that's for something down the line. We can get into the HVH side right now. You have the enable anti-aim, so you got your pitches down, up, and 0. Yeah, your yaw base, which is at targets, wall detection, freestanding. You got your yaws, which is like 180 and spin. Probably to add more in the future. But yeah, your yaw base, you can do at targets, so that's just your at targets. You can do wall detection, which if you have the slider up to 90 or whatever, it's gonna just, whenever you goes to a wall, it's gonna basically freestand walls. Then you can have actual freestanding and all that. With a combo of all of these, it makes it pretty good. So if you never wanna accidentally peek your head out or whatever, I say the freestanding and wall detection is kind of good. You got your jitter mode, which is either random or step. You got your desync side, left, right, or jitter. Yeah, your auto desync side, you got freestanding or anti-freestanding. So right now it's peeking my fake out, but if you want to do the opposite and it peeks the real out and the fake inwards, which can mess up some resolvers. You have your slow walk, you have your slow walk speed, and you can just bind it to whatever you want. So if I do it on shift on hold, you got your manual left and right. So if I were to do left and right, you can see the indicator right here saying it's going to be right, and then I just do the angle that I want. So it's right, left, whatever you want. It's decently customizable. I'm going to add more to it in the future, so it's not fully finished yet. So then you got your fake lag, so you got your base fake lag and your max factor. Max lag triggers, you got standing, moving, in air, on peak, and then slow walk. You can also bind the fake lag to be whenever you want. Alright, so let's move on to the rage bot. So as you can see, it's definitely changed since the last Lucky Charms. You got your typical enable, obviously, with your keybind, but you got your hitboxes from all the way from head to toe, multi-point, head to legs. You got your head point scale, and then you got your body point scale. You could choose save point, dynamic, or prefer. Prefer would basically prefer body aim most of the time. Dynamic will choose between body and head dynamically, basically. Save point, multi-point will only use these multi-points if it's actually a save point. You could choose silent aim, so it's no longer needing this. Automatic fire, hit chance, min damage. You got your typical min damage. Let's say just do 100, and then your min damage override. So if I want to do it on the F toggle key, you can see min damage on the side. You got wall penetration, no recoil. These resolver modes, this is just gonna be a checkbox. This is mainly for beta testing. You got delay shot, automatic scope, automatic stop. Slow walk between shots makes it so you can obviously see it with the as you can see, I can slowly go between shots, but if I were to turn it off, it's better for autos and stuff like that, but I can obviously freely walk between shots. And then you got your reach charge delay, so if you want it really late, then up this. Double tap hit chance. It's kind of fast. Oh, I have the min damage override, so double tap's not that bad. It's getting improved a lot, very constantly. There's no instant teleport with the double tap, not yet. You got hide shots, fake duck, and force safe point. Only shoot at safe points, which is going to be mostly body. It's going to be every now and then head. You got your different optimization settings. So you got limited targets, limited lag comp, and then faster dynamic scanning. So if you have the dynamic safe point on, the optimization will be expanded a lot in the future. So if you have a bad PC, then wait a little bit. But the FPS in this cheat is actually pretty good. A lot of people say that you almost get better FPS with this cheat than they do with like not injecting at all. All right, now we have covered every single tab except for the best tab of all time, the memes. This is where the cheat excels by far. So you got your tilt mode. You can do, it's called only Titanic for now. I'm gonna add more in the future, but you can get quite nauseous with this. So I would love to see people try. It only works in first person, obviously. It's so bad. You got, if you were to make it really messed up, sorry if this makes anybody nauseous, but let's try and see if anybody can get media with this. You got Schizophrenia Mode, which is just, it's kind of funny. Makes you look in different directions, and then also freezes your screen every now and then. Oh my god. You got Thanos Oof Me, which, you know, when Thanos snapped his fingers, everybody turned to dust. That's kind of what it looked like, so I just called it that. It's kind of stupid, doesn't make much sense, whatever. Superman X-ray mode is actually kind of a very useful feature if you're, especially for legit play. So you can choose the distance, it lets you do it. You can see through specific objects that are in front of you. So whatever's in front of you, gone. So if you're legit cheating or whatever, you're just like, you can literally look at them through the walls without having to have chams on or something like that. Kind of cool. Freedom Night mode, it was called Clown mode until Freedom called me a clown, so I named it after him. Basically makes your night mode whatever you have on. So if you say you only want to do the sky or whatever, you can just have that on only, change it to props, and then this world modulation, whatever you want. I actually kind of enjoy it. It looks kind of cool. Keep it 100 mode is keeping your velocity under 100 at all times. This feature is completely useless, but you gotta keep it 100, you know what I'm saying? Let me drive the boat, drives the boat across your screen, specifically these Titanic. Eventually I'm gonna make it so an iceberg comes, maybe when you die or something like that, and sinks the ship, something like, I'm gonna expand on this in the future, don't worry about that. Now time for the best mode, the planes. So if I just enable planes real quick, you can see it draws an actual plane flying around you. You can turn on visible only, so if I go around here, it turns it off. But you can spawn, you know, up to 100 planes where mass chaos, and then you can have them fire at each other. So as you can see, that's exploding. That's just the explosions. They are right now firing at, you can sometimes see the bullets, kind of hard to see down here. If I don't know if you caught that. Every now and then you can see a bullet fly across the screen. We'll jump back into that in a second. Respawn delay, if you want them to die out and stay dead for a bit. Weapon spread makes it harder for enemies and yourself. You got sound effects, so you can hear, it's like a war zone going on. So if you wanted to HVH with this sound effect, it's kind of cool. You can do play sounds only in AC 130 mode. And now if you've seen my video on my second channel, you'll know exactly what this mode is. AC 130 mode is, it lets you take control of the plane. So your third person key lets you see in third person. Let me turn off the sounds actually. You can actually fire at targets and you can try and kill them. Now the spread is kind of massive right now. So if I turn down the spread, just a little bit of spread. And you kind of have to predict where the plane is going. So as you can see, it travels in its own path. You can change the color of the actual bullets itself. Overall, I really do like the plane mode. You can do it when dead. So every time you die in a game, you can hop right into the AC 130 mode and start shooting at planes. And it really doesn't tank FPS as much as you think it would, rendering 100 planes with an AI and tries to shoot at each other. It's kind of cool, but yeah, I'm going to expand on the planes a lot more in the future. I'm going to make it so you can go inside the cockpit and drive the plane yourself or do all this other stuff. So stay tuned for that. And for the most part, this is basically the cheat. It's kind of cool. I definitely enjoy playing with it, and this has been my main cheat lately, especially with all the meme stuff and just being a part of it. It's a lot of fun. Well, with that out of the way, let's go through some of the Q&A you guys have. Alright, time to go through some comments and concerns you have about the cheat. Will Lucky Charms get frequent updates? And also, would the cheat actually perform against paid cheats? I noticed this question was actually asked the most. Yes, it is getting frequent updates. This is actually the update log for the previous update from last night, and this was about 3 days after the previous update, so it's actually getting updated constantly. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, so you can expect a lot of updates. Cheat right now performs quite well against other paid cheats. Obviously doesn't perform the best, and it will never perform like a $20 paid cheat. It's a free cheat, and I think it performs really well for a free cheat. Definitely better than one-tap crack. Also keep in mind the cheat's technically not finished. If it was a paid cheat, I definitely wouldn't be releasing right now. There's still a lot of things that I want to do, but I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer. What was the most annoying thing that happened while coding Lucky Charms? It definitely has to be the hosting delay that we had, and a lot of people thought it was BS. No, we originally had a small little plan for some of the beta members just to test it out. And then when it came time, about 3 days before I hit 75,000 subs, I decided to, alright, let's upgrade the servers to the max it can go. And when they did that, they said it's going to take between 7 to 10 days. And by the time they actually finished, it was about 12 days after I initially bought the next package. And then on top of that, my channel got deleted just a few days before I got the upgrade, so I wanted to wait until I actually have my main channel back because I don't want to release for 10,000 people when I can have a release for 75,000 people, you know what I'm saying? In a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Lucky Charms Resolver? I would say it's a solid 7 to 8. It performs quite well, but obviously, you know, every now and then we'll shoot some fake. It's still constantly being improved, so eventually I'll get it down pat to where it's pretty damn good. Why aren't you adding Roblox mode for the final version? I actually probably will be adding it for the final version. I just wanted to focus on a lot of other things before release, like the actual fundamentals of the cheat. The meme stuff can come later, a worst case scenario. What did you think the cheat was going to be in the beginning? Did you think it was just going to be some meme cheat, or did you take it seriously? The beginning, the first Lucky Charms, I did not take seriously whatsoever, and it was just supposed to be a meme-free whatever. I began to not like the cheat, so I decided to recode it and actually put some effort into it, so it's not much of a meme, well, it's still definitely a meme cheat, there's freaking planes, but you know what I'm saying, where it's taken more seriously now than it was. Will you add more drunk shit, like LSD, and make your character turn rainbow? There's going to be a lot of memes in the near future. I definitely have a lot of plans to make the game just more cancer. So yeah, I guess it is technically a meme cheat. But yeah, stay tuned for all that. Will there be legit AA and semi-raid features in the cheat? Yeah, I do plan on making a decent legit bot and maybe legit AA and stuff like that. But for now, obviously there is none of that. For my top 5 favorite features, I don't know how to really say that. Besides, I guess my main feature that I really like is obviously the plane mode. That and clown mode, to be honest, are my 2 favorite features. I don't know how else you would describe your favorite features in a cheat, because it's just like an aimbot or basic ESP type of thing. I don't know. How long will you maintain Lucky Charms? To be honest, I think I'll maintain it for quite a while. Worst case scenario, I just update the cheat for the CSGO updates, but I plan on updating it and giving a lot more features for a while. Are you going to make a how-to config video? I actually am. I do plan on doing several things related to the cheat release. Kind of like a how to config, how to play with the cheat, do certain things to make your performance a little bit better. Yes. Will it have a skin changer? Probably. I don't know when I'll get it, but I'm sure I'll add it sometime in the future. It's very tedious to do and really annoying, but eventually I might do it. And for my last question, I'm going to end on a good one. Will you add more mini games like the Flight Simulator 1-to-1 copy? Yes, I do have actual plans for lots of different mini games just to make the cheat more fun. So if you don't like the cheat in terms of performance, you'll love the cheat in terms of memes. And that'll be it for this showcase video. If you do have any more questions, be sure to leave a comment. I should be able to answer a lot of them. The official release is just around the corner, so stay tuned. If you want to know about updates, join the Discord in the description down below. And I'll see you in the next video.